All right, thanks, guys. We went 6-2 yesterday in our 8 premium selections on patreon.com/rock page. That's going to put us at 64% in our last 22 board member package plays on that website. We're also hitting at 70% for our last 10 college basketball package plays on that site as well. Link for that website is in the description section below. That is patreon.com/rock page. Louisiana Tech takes on Mississippi State, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that game. The Bulldogs are the 8.5-point favorite, total at 139.5. We saw a 1.5-point move toward Mississippi State and movement downward on the total. Mississippi State opened as the 7-point favorites. They're now up to -8.5. Total open 140 down to 139 and a hook. 71% of the consensus are leaning toward the Bulldogs. 70% are shaded toward the over. Now, Louisiana Tech has failed to cover in 3 out of their last 5. They're also just 1-2 against the number when traveling this year. They failed to cover over the likes of Mississippi Valley and Creighton. And they're also shooting 31% from downtown. Now, Mississippi State, on the other side, they've successfully covered the number in their last 5 straight. They also rank in the top 20 in the nation in offensive field goal percentage. They're shooting 50% from the field. They're also 6-1 straight up overall for the season. They have successful covers over the likes of Villanova and Coastal Carolina. Tyson Carter is averaging 18 points a game, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Reggie Perry, 15 points a game, 9 rebounds, 3 assists for him. And Robert Woodard, 12 points per contest, 8 rebounds for him. Mississippi State also ranks in the top 5 in the country in defensive rebounding. They're also giving up just 62 points per contest. Total-wise, Mississippi State is 75% to the under at home. I'm going to lean toward the Bulldogs, -8.5, and the under, 139.5 in that game. Next matchup, not currently on the big screen here, but it is a game of interest. So our next matchup is going to be Oklahoma taking on Northern Texas, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that game. The Sooners are the 6-point favorite, total at 130. We saw a 1-point fade of Oklahoma and a 3-point move upward on the total. The Sooners open as the 7-point favorite, down to -6. Total open 127, up to 130. 77% are leaning Sooners, 71% shaded toward the over. Right now, North Texas is plus 235 on the money line. They're also just 2-6 straight up in their last 8. They're averaging just 62 points per contest and shooting just 43% from the field. Now, Oklahoma, on the other side, they are 6-1 straight up on the year, 5-1 straight up when favored. They're also covering 75% of their games away from home. Austin Reeves is averaging 17 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Christian Doolittle, 14 points a game, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals for him. Total-wise, we're looking at an Oklahoma team who's 4-3 to the under overall for the year. North Texas is 5-2 to the under overall for the season themselves. I'm going to lean toward the road chalk in this one. Give me Oklahoma -6 and the under 130 in that game. All right, guys, before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for Thursday's college basketball action. But before we dive into some more of that, I just want to quickly remind you once again to check me out on my website at patreon.com/Brock Page, where once again we went 6-2 in our premium selections yesterday on that website. That's going to put us at 64% in our last 22 board member package plays on that site as well. We're also hitting at 70% in our last 10 college basketball plays on that site as well. We do daily plays on that site beginning at just $1.99 per month. We have a bunch of different memberships tiers and packages that you can subscribe to. And at the end of this program here today, I'm going to explain to you the difference between what I do here on YouTube and that Patreon page. Now, you can actually check out my current Patreon record for free right now. It's right on the homepage. That is patreon.com/Brock Page. Link for that site is in the description section below. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our next couple of games. Our next game here is on the board here. We have Furman taking on Auburn, 9 o'clock Eastern tip-off at Auburn. The Tigers are the 12.5-point favorite, total at 146. We saw a 1.5-point move toward Auburn and movement upward on the total. The Tigers open as the 11-point favorite, up to minus 12.5. Total open 145 up to 146. 69% are leaning Auburn, 68% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Paladins of Furman are plus 720 for an outright win on the money line. Now, Furman has failed to cover in 4 out of their last 5. Meanwhile, Auburn on the other side, they're undefeated on the season, 7-0 straight up on the year, 4-0 against the spread in their last 4. They rank in the top 10 in scoring, top 35 in offensive field goal percentage. They're averaging 86 points per contest. Samir Doty's scoring 19 points a game, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Austin Wiley's 9 rebounds a game, 11 points for him. When it comes to this total, Auburn's 3-0 to the over at home. Furman 60% to the over in their last 5. I'm going to lean Auburn Tigers minus 12.5 in the over 146 in that game. And of course, I'm going to slide to my next and final matchup for the show. It is not on our big screen here, but it is going to be South Dakota State taking on Montana State. I bet that is a game that was circled on your calendar. That's going to be a 10 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that game. Now, we currently have ourselves a good old-fashioned pick'em contest in that matchup with a total at 139.5. Now, South Dakota State, they did open as the 1-point favorite. So we saw a 1-point fade of South Dakota State in the early wagering. We also saw a small move upward on the total as well. The Jackrabbits of South Dakota State open -1 down to a pick'em contest. Total open 139 up to 139.5. 62% are leaning toward the Jackrabbits. 67% shaded toward the under. South Dakota State is just 1-4 straight up away from home this year. They're also shooting just 29% from downtown. They're allowing 72 points per contest. Meanwhile, Montana State on the other side, the Bobcats, they're shooting 47% from the field, 37% from downtown. They're 5-3 straight up on the year, 4-2 against the spread. Their opponents are shooting just 38% from the field and 27% from downtown. Harold Fry, he's averaging 16 points a game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals. Jabril Bello, 12 points a game, 5 rebounds for him. When it comes to this total, Montana State 5-1 to the under on the year. South Dakota State 3-2 to the under when traveling. I'm going to lean toward the Bobcats of Montana State winning this one outright in the pick'em in the under 139.5 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our quick pick recap. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we went 6-2 yesterday in our premium selections. We're also hitting at 70% in our last 10 college basketball package plays on that site. I like Montana State winning that one outright in the under 139.5. Auburn -12.5 over 146. Oklahoma -6 under 130. And last but certainly not least, I like Mississippi State -8.5 and the under 139.5 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we are hitting at 64% in our last 22 board member package plays on that website. Shout out to Tigaroo God, Stephion Norris, Nuke Dog 6, Scott Bryant, Real Hicks for Love, Stephen Lewis, Ralphie Congilio, Nick Woodhouse, PMC05, Micah Bryan, Martavis Tiskus, Ronnie Christie, Cassie Morton, John Doe, Wayne Mabson, Eric Spencer, Will Surf, Tom Beasy, C-Spill99, Love Leak Bo, Chung Fu, Billy Boogaloo, and last but certainly not least, shout out to Raider for Life. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on patreon.com/BrockPage, where once again we went 6-2 in our premium selections yesterday on that site. We're hitting at 64% in our last 22 board member package plays on that site as well. We're also hitting at 70% in our last 10 college basketball package plays on that site. We do daily premium selections on that site, beginning at just $1.99 per month. We have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. Now, what you're probably thinking is, well, what's the difference between what you do here on YouTube and your Patreon page? And that's a great question. What we do here on YouTube is we pretty much handicap every single game on the board, both the side and the total. Now, if you were to bet your hard-earned money on every single game, side and total, you will find out and realize really quick that you cannot win. You won't lose in the long run. As a matter of fact, you're probably going to end up losing in the short run as well. The math is against you. The books are too smart. They're too sharp. And they have too much money. What we do on Patreon is we really narrow it down and focus in on 3 to 4 premium selections per day. They're games that I personally have action on. And I'll tell you this much. My current record on Patreon is a lot better than it is on YouTube, handicapping every single game on the board, side, and total. And you can actually give yourself a chance to check out that current record for free. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. That's patreon.com/BrockPage. But most importantly, guys, I got to thank you for tuning in right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Thursday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you on patreon.com/BrockPage.